Make sure the arc light is open. Arc light is on. Okay. Good service.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's nice to have all of you here together for Shabbat in our beautiful sanctuary. And we will begin with Hine Ma Tov, how good and wonderful it is for us to dwell together.
A nice Hasidic melody we can sing together.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד.
It is a joy and an honor to welcome up Nancy and Jim Barnett to lead us in lighting our Shabbat candles. As you bring light to our community, we would love for you to bring that light into Shabbat with all of us. We are on page 3 and 2.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Let's sing together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thanks for asking.
We turn in our prayer books to page 16 and we read together, "Sing praise to Adonai with the lyre and melodious song. With trumpets and the blast of the horn, raise a shout before Adonai, the ruler. Let the sea and all within it thunder, the world and its inhabitants. Let the rivers clap their hands, the mountains sing joyously together at the presence of Adonai. For God is coming to rule the earth. God will rule the world justly and its peoples with equity." We turn to Shalom Aleichem on page 24. Shalom Aleichem is a song that we sing to bring Shabbat in, to bring peace in to ministering angels. It said, go with a person from the synagogue, from their prayers, home, as they welcome Shabbat into their home. These ministering angels are ushering in peace, the peace of Shabbat, to take you in peace from the sanctuary to home, to fill your Shabbat with rest and peace. We'll sing together on page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn to page 27 and we'll read responsively. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair.
Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways.
We continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 26.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
B'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala, uvizman kari veimeru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarach, le'alam le'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal, shemei d'kudesha, brichu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, v'imeru. Amen.
Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. We rise for Baruch Hu on page 28, our call to worship.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
We turn to page 30 for Ma'ariv Aravim, thanking God for bringing on the evening, for putting the stars and the moon in their course in the sky. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim, bechokma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim. Umsader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uvein layla, Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, HaMa'ariv Aravim. We continue at the bottom of page 33. We'll read responsively. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives.
What could be a truer token of your abiding love
than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form?
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
We turn to page 34 for the Shema, the watchword of our faith.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated.
Ve'ahaveta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukeshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha Uchetavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha lema'an tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim le'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet.
We turn to page 39 just before we sing Mi Chamocha, our prayer of freedom, the song that the Israelites sang as they crossed from slavery and bondage in Egypt to freedom to become their own people on the other side of the sea. We'll read responsively on page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot.
That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness,
that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. We continue with Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam Zeili, Zeili anu ve'ameru Adonai imloch leolam va'ed Adonai imloch leolam va'ed Adonai imloch leolam va'ed v'nemar Ki Kivhada Adonai et Yaakov, uke'alo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Gaal Yisrael.
We turn to page 43 for Hashkivenu, a prayer that is traditionally said at nighttime, a time of unrest and a little bit of uncertainty. We ask for God to provide us with guidance and a sukkot shlomecha, a shelter of peace over us. We'll read together at the top of the page. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. We will continue with Vishamru, a nice and lively, is it a lively Vishamru this evening?
A little less than lively, perhaps.
A little less than lively.
More
This one will be
maybe perhaps a bit more introspective.
good for the start of the new year. We're on page 44.
V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam beini uvein bnei Yisrael oti le'olam beini uvein bnei Yisrael oti le'olam ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash.
We rise and turn to page 46 for the tefillah, our standing prayer, the center of our worship service this evening.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach umorid hagashem, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamolcha ba'al gevurot, Umito melach, melech memit, Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol, Baruch ata Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim bechol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch ata Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. We turn to page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We continue with Ritzei on page 57. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu ba'amcha Yisrael, u'tefilatam be'ahava tekabel, u'tehi l'ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha. We read together, Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. We turn to page 59 for our Hoda'ah prayer, our prayer for Thanksgiving. I'd like to invite you to take a moment to take a deep breath in and out. One more in and out. And let the cares of the week fade away and think of the things that happened over the past week that you are grateful for, the things that you would like to share gratitude and thanks for. With those things in our minds, we read together on page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of our soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. We turn to page 60 for our prayer for peace. Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol eit u'v'chol sha'a b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
With those words of peace, of shalom echoing in our minds, we turn to the Misha Berach, our prayer asking for healing, asking for a refuah shlema, a complete healing. The word shalom is one for peace, and the word shalem, meaning whole, refuah shlema, a whole healing, come from the same root. And just as we are asking for peace for the world and for all of us, we are asking for peace of mind and body and spirit as we ask for healing for these dear congregants. Shandol Bat Frida Malka, Julie Borikoff, Margot Raz, Carol Dubin, Sharon Rotman, Steve Tuplinski, Esther Cohen, Lisa Furstad, Hachazan Sarah Rachel Bat Yocheved Alexander, Wendy Salzberg, Steve Plotkin, Avram Ben Naftali, Emma and Max, Doug Cruz, Carol Rovner, David Goldstein, Marilyn Harmon, Barry Bursack, Reza Tzvia Batshena Etta, Mary Frankowitz, Sophia Rubenstein, Ilana Himmelfarb, Avraham Batfrida, Marla Chakowski, Michael Sachek, David Rotter, Natalie Cohen, Teresa Drews, Yona Neri Ben Avraham Vasara, Keith Mandel, Jamie Creaman, Ela Batnatan Vashoshana, Mark Cook, Luke Roberts, Cooper Roberts, Jason Roberts, Keely Roberts, Mark Berlin, Dr. Susie Mendelson, Audrey Rubin, Josh Boley, Michaela Helen Berg, Julie Austin, Jay Stearns, Marion Newman, Chris Gould, Yaakov Ben Alta, Howard Messerman, Michal Stroud, Lisa Fiel, Susan Garrison, Henya Fetterman, Yehuda Ben Avraham Vasara, John Schnapp, Shayna Leah Bat Yehudit, and Bernie Kaufman. If there are loved ones whom you are thinking of for a prayer of Misha Berach, a prayer of healing, I invite you to hold them in your hearts as we turn to page 253 for these words of healing.
Misha Berach Avoteinu Mikor habracha le'imoteinu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imolteinu Mikor habracha la'avoteinu Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We take these moments now for silent meditation for the prayers that are in your heart.
Yiyu leratzon imre fi vehegyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri vegali Adonai tzuri vegali May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Iyu leratzon imre fi vehegyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri vegali Adonai tzuri vegali.
Thank you for that beautiful reminder to ask that our prayers be acceptable to God. Certainly that prayer was. Shabbat Shalom. Yisimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim v'chi Menashe. May you be like Ephraim and Menashe. This is one part of the blessing for children on Shabbat that's often recited at home after Motzi and before dinner, and it comes from this week's Torah portion, Vayechi. It is the final chapter in the story of Joseph. In it, his father Jacob is nearing his end, and he draws his family near to bless them. First, he sees Joseph and his sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, and Jacob blesses Joseph through his sons. The rabbis wonder why the blessing that we use for male children is to be like Ephraim and Manasseh. Who are these young men that they merit this great honor? A common explanation comes from Israeli Rabbi Mordechai Elon. He posits that Ephraim and Manasseh are chosen because they are the first pair of brothers in Torah who see each other as equals, as allies, rather than competitors. They do not have contentious feelings for one another. We do not read of them struggling for power or for prestige. Perhaps Ephraim and Manasseh are chosen for this reason. We bequeath to our children this eternal hope for peace and goodness in our relationships. This is the blessing that has been passed down from Torah till now. It's a very long time, and it is one asking for peace and harmony. At a time in our world when things are less than peaceful, we could use this blessing all the more, that it be for each and every single one of us, not just for our male children, but for everyone. This blessing of peace and harmony, asking that we all turn towards one another rather than away, asking that we hold one another's hand and usher in a time of goodness, is a message that is timeless, something that we can all hold on to. And I hope this Shabbat that you will usher in your own peace, that you can turn towards the loved ones in your life and be able to find allies, friends, loved ones looking back at you, ushering in peace for yourself and everyone around you. Shabbat Shalom. We conclude our service this evening. We begin our concluding prayers with Aleinu. On page 282, we will rise, and it's an honor to call up Ray and Marcia Miller to open our ark doors this evening.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומולדים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Shabbat Shalom.
You may be seated. And now it is an honor to call up the president of our congregation, Brent Arnold, to share some of the life of our congregation announcements with us this evening.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi. And Shabbat Shalom to all the congregants out there. I hope you all had a fun New Year's Eve and took some time to celebrate the year 2022 and also get a chance to ring in the year 2023. It is always a good time to celebrate the good things that are coming next in our lives. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. We have a whole lot of things planned for January. It starts on this January 7th with a family movie night at 5 o'clock where we'll be featuring the movie DC League of Super Pets. Come and enjoy the movie, but stay for the popcorn and the friends and the candy too. We are excited for all our students to return to religious school this Sunday, January 8th, with a pancake breakfast. So come hungry and don't forget to try the syrup. On January 10th at 2 o'clock, our very own Ben Marins is doing a presentation for our congregants on consumer protection. Come learn all the ins and the outs for you to stay protected from the scams. Also, on Sunday, January 15th at 10 o'clock in the morning, our Voices for Justice Committee will be hosting a panel discussion on the intersection between racism and anti-Semitism. The panel of speakers will include Dr. Steve Moffick, Lisa Jones from Micah, and Chelsea Cross from EDOT. This should be a very fascinating discussion, and everybody is welcome. I understand we should have a very good turnout for that as well, so that's exciting. Also, the 6th and 7th graders will be going on a class overnight retreat to Camp Azrui. This is scheduled for January 13th and January 14th, so we'll make sure they dress warm, but should also be a lot of fun too. Then on Tuesday, January 24th, starts a 5-part series of Jewish poetry, a spiritual practice. And then also a late last-minute announcement on a text message from Cantor, but exciting news to please join us for the Shabbat Shirah, which is a Sabbath of songs, on Friday evening, February 3rd at 6 p.m. As we highlight our wonderful Shalom adult choir, together the Cantor with Cantor Perper and Cantor Steinsnyder and our professional quartet led by Wendy Traeger and Paul Kasten. It will be an evening of wonderful music and gratitude for our dedicated singers. So that sounds like a lot of fun with a lot of great melody that night as well. So thank you. Remember, there's always our Saturday Torah study at 9 o'clock in the morning and our Shabbat services at 10 o'clock with a community lunch to follow. Tuesday nights is also our adult education classes, and Minyan is every weeknight at 5:45 p.m. Lots of exciting activities for everybody to get involved in. Lastly, I want to thank Rabbi Pezlowski for leading our congregation while Rabbi Noah has been away on his sabbatical. You have added so much to our services and also did a great job singing and chanting solo last week while Cantor was away, I think, on vacation. So I really appreciate your hard work, Rabbi, and your dedication to Congregation Shalom. And I hope the year 2023 brings you all and our entire community a full year of much health and happiness. Shabbat Shalom.
Our thoughts turn to loved ones who are no longer with us on the physical earth. Though their physical presence is no longer here, we hold them in our hearts and in our minds. They guide us each and every day. At this time, we are thinking of these dear ones in our community. Amos Selzer. The memorial service will be this Sunday, and those whose lives we commemorate during the period of Shiva for Otto Feller and those whose lives we commemorate during the period of Shloshim: Bill Appel, Ronnie Blecker, Marcy Brooks, Frank Galdino, Todd Mitchell Kagelman, and Alfred Lubar. And those who have passed at this time in years past, whose yahrzeits occur: Jenny Arnovitz, William John Backman, Julia Michal Barlev, Mark Borenstein, Myra Barry Brown, Perlan Breskin, Lester M. Cohen, Minnie Marcus Cook, B. Dubin, Joseph Dubin, Danielle Ducour, Betty Frost, Max Glayman, Sidney Goldman, Marvin Golper, Harry Gordon, Melody Ann Green, Leona Harris, Grace Hyman, Carol Jamron, Joseph Kahn, Harvey Karas, Michael Kritzik, Doris Ladish, Eileen Yvette Linetsky, David Lipschultz, Max Maines, Ray Marks, Anna Mayerson, Benjamin Meisenberg, Bernard Milhendler, Jeanette Miller, Sam Pash, Louis Powerstein, Chana Recht, Evelyn Rose, Jordan Rosengarten, Evelyn Sable, Eugene Sattler, Richard Sheffrin, Selma Schlensky, Norman Solomon, Sarah T. Stern, Louis Stern, Ruth Stoll, Milton Turner, Marvin Wasserman, Sophie Wasserman, Donna Wickman, Sonia Willinson, Ethel Williams, Gary Willis, and Louis Zitzer. If there are loved ones whom you would like to share with our community that you are thinking of and mourning at this time, I invite you to share them with our community as my eyes meet yours. We rise for these sacred words of Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 294. Yit Gadal V'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divra Chirute V'yamlich Malchute, B'chayachon Uvyomachon U'chaye D'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala U'vizman Kariv V'yimru Amen. Yehe Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam U'almei Almaya, Yit Barach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar V'yitalev V'yitalal Shmei D'Kudasha Barichu, Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechemata, Ta'amiran Be'alma V'yimru Amen. Yehe Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'romav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing, and together we say, Amen. And with that, we will transition to our Kiddush on page 5.
We sing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu, zikaron lemaaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. לחיים לשלום.
לחיים. Delicious.
You say that every week, Rabbi.
I do. Sometimes I even say a nice vintage. We turn to our closing hymn this evening at Don Olam on page 321.
Adon olam Hashem alach b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'etz asa v'chefzo kol azai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora ve'hu haya ve'hu hove ve'hu yiyeh בתפארה והוא אחד ואין שני להמשילו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה והוא עיני וחי גואלי וצור חבלי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום אקרא בידו אף כדרוכי בעת אישן ועירה ואמרוכי גבייתי אדוני לי ולא אירא.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.